Alrighty, guys, this is snugsonblitz, and I'm back with another video for you today. Blitz, of course, as we all know, has 10 tiers. Back in the day, tiers 3 through 10 were all extremely interesting. Yep, if you're a new player, you can't believe it because now tiers 3 and 4 are a shell of what they once were. Sadly, the gameplay is very dull, to say the least, in those tiers, but it allows you to move up through tiers much more quickly. I remember back in the day when the grind was rough. Yeah, tiers 1, 2, and 3 were pretty easy, but from tier 4 it started to slow down, and yeah, it took ages to get to tier 9 or 10. But now, ever since I think update 5.5, they've streamlined it and made things that much easier for people to move up the ranks. It's a blessing and a curse because a lot of players who really aren't ready for the higher tier gameplay are getting there much faster than they really should be. Some players only like playing tier 10. They just rush through the tiers and do the bare minimum just to get to tier 10 or just buy their way to tier 10 because they think that's the ultimate tier. I seem to have a different opinion than many other players. A lot of YouTubers tend to stay in tier 10. Sometimes they'll feature a tier 8 tank that's new in the shop, or maybe a tier 7 tank that just came out. But generally speaking, it's tier 10 that is featured a lot. I like all tiers from tiers 6 through 10 for very different reasons. And I think tier 6 is a great tier for someone who's looking to improve. You're not going to have many tryhards. You're not going to have super OP platoons playing tier 6. You're going to have a lot of newer players that maybe don't know the game as well as you might. You might only have 1,000 games, but that's more than they have. So you can learn a lot about the maps. You can earn free credits. You can get free XP. It's an easy tier to play that you can have fun with. It reminds me of the old Tier 4, where Tier 4 used to be a lot of fun. I loved the Luche. I think that's Luchs. I loved it when I came to the game. That's the first tank I was like, what an awesome tank this is. Anyway, I've got a tier maker here, and I decided, you know what? I know a lot of players out there still need to know what tanks are good to play in tier 6. So there's a lot of tanks to go through actually because of all the premium tanks, and it's going to be pretty hard for me to decipher which tank is which here. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm just going to pick a random tank that I think I know what it is. I mean, look at this here. You can see on the screen, I think this is the Dicker Max that I'm highlighting right here. But on this side, you've got the Nashorn. But then what the heck is, oh, I guess it's the premium version of the Nashorn, which I don't even remember the name of it. So very similar. Look at that. It's tough, but I know that's the Dicamax for sure. So I'm gonna pick a tank. I mean, what is this one right here? Whew, I played quite a lot, so oh boy, this is gonna be an adventure. So come on an adventure with me, and I'm going to share my thoughts. If I can't find the tanks, then we'll just leave them, okay? So I'll do my best. So we're going to start off with the tank that I can easily find right here. Boom, the ARL-44. This is a heavy tank from the French nation. And this is a tank that used to be maybe OP. Tier 6 doesn't have any OP tanks, I don't believe. We're going to go through the list and let's see what happens. But yeah, the ARL-44 I'm going to put in very good. Why? It's got armor. It's got decent mobility and the gun hits hard. It can do a little bit of everything. Play with the mediums if you want to. Go head front line, a little bit of side scraping, all that jazz. You'll get bounces, especially from lower caliber guns. So it's got to be very good. And I think maybe one of the first tanks you want to play if you're going to play heavy tank anyway. Now then, we have the Star Wars tank here. the PZ, was it 4 something or other? What's it called? PZ4S. I first thought it was down here like normal. However, if you equip this properly, and I'm talking add supercharge to it, this gun is a freaking laser and it can shred. So I'm gonna put it over here. It's probably one of the better mediums if you know how to play. It's got good gun depression. The armor is decent for a medium. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna put it very good. It's maybe not quite as good as the ARL, but I don't think the ARL is in the OP section anymore. Okay, huh. The Dickermax. Let's go with Dickermax. Now Dickermax, because it doesn't have a turret, it's harder to play. It does have good gun depression stats, but I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it no, for most. I've got to think about normal players. The playstyle is simple. Okay, I'm gonna go with normal. Um, and I'm gonna put the Nashorn, which is to me a worse version of it, in ooh, ooh bad. Why? Because it's HEable pretty much everywhere. So yeah, you don't last long in games if you get spotted in this tangle. It's got good camel rating, so just hide. I'm serious. This will teach you to hide. Take a paper tank and try and stay alive. Teaches you a lot about the game. What else do we have here? I know this is the French AMX. What is it, 12 or something? Um, yeah, 12T. This is a surprisingly good tank, but I think for most players, I'm going to put it over here. Honestly, if you play this as a sniperish tank in the beginnings, it can be very effective. I have pretty good stats on this tank. The gun is extremely good, actually. So I'm going to go with good. So far, only 2 tanks have made the very good list. The AT-12 doesn't make the cut. Dicker Max right now is in normal, and the Nashorn is down bad. Some people like the Nashorn, don't get me wrong. Not really for me. Then we have the Chinese tank, which, what the heck is the freaking name of this thing? It's the, was it WZ131 or something like that? I'm gonna put it. It is hard to play because it's low to the ground. I give the Dicker Max a little bit of benefit in that situation, so I might want to put it down in bad. I think many people will struggle with it to manufacture shots and positioning properly. So I'm wondering about the Dicker Max if I'm gonna have to move that. Well, let's see. We'll just leave it there for now. Yeah, brother. Goodness me. Um, okay, I've got another tank that I can figure out. The Panther. This is almost going into very good. The armor is quite solid for medium, but I'm just going to put it in good right now. I don't think it's quite as good as the PZ4S, the Star Wars tank, so I'm going to be going good. The was it the JG PZ4? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go in normal. I think it's got better DPM than the Chinese tanks, so I think it gets a little edge there. Never been a huge fan of it, although it does have my record in tier 6, 4,200, I think. So crazy that sometimes we have tanks that we don't like that we do well in. Goodness me. I believe this is the gun carrier, so I'm gonna put the gun carrier alongside in the bad sector. Why? Because well, it's pretty dull. Yeah, but I mean, the gun hits hard, so if you use that, I guess that's something. Churchill, I'm gonna put in Yak. Normally I like armor, but it is so freaking slow. The gun is just not intimidating. It's a rough tank. I think for most people, I would say the Nashorn is easier to do damage, but you just gotta stay alive. Whereas the Churchill, you can stay alive, but it's just boring as hell. And if you go the wrong way or you don't go with your team, you can just get totally isolated. So it's a freaking yuck tank for me. Okay, now I'm trying to find. I think this is the PZ VK. Sorry, VK31D. This to me is, I'm gonna go normal. Yeah. It's to me it's a worse VK2801. So if you got a VK2801, why would you go for that tank? Oh, it looks like some of these tanks are not even tier 6 if you ask me, to be honest with you. But okay, I think that's tier 7 tank. Yeah. I'm just gonna plod along and hopefully I can find. Let's see how many more tanks we got. Okay, I got this. Okay, let's see. Well, this one's an easy one right here. I'll take this. I'm gonna put this, the SU-100. Why? I'm gonna put it here in the bad section. Yeah, the gun, it's a tank destroyer, but it doesn't really work great. It got good camo. I just think it's probably worse than the JG 4, whatever it is. So I'm gonna drop it down to bad. Yeah. What else we got? Oh, this one I know, the SU-100, the shoebox. I'm gonna put actually in normal. Why? Although it's as big as a house, it can bounce a few shots, especially from those tier 5 tanks. The gun is very solid. It's got the special premium shell, which is unusual. It does more damage or equal damage to the normal shell, so you can load a ton of ammo on this if you want and enjoy it. And you can also ram the hell out of people. So don't be afraid to ram. If you got gravity on your side, whew, you can kill a tank in one go. So let's say you've got 20 health and you see a full health, I don't know, SP1C. Yeah, ram it to high heaven. Sacrifice yourself. Do a kamikaze. Yeah, so I actually like the SU-100. I think it's kind of underrated if you ask me. That's a tier 5 tank, so yeah, that's the Crusader, I'm sure. Okay, we've got the AT6. Oh, I mean, it's got armor. That's the only saving grace about this thing. But again, it's very close to the Churchills being awful. But I mean, you in the right position, it's gonna be tough to budge this thing. So I'm gonna put it there. Ooh, the Tog. The Tog. I'm gonna put it in. Surprisingly, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it in the good category because it can just take a frick ton of damage. Just don't be afraid. Don't let your teammates die. You push in and you just start, absorbing all those bullets and shells coming your direction, and let your team push in. And I think the Tog is actually a surprisingly good tank. Don't love it, but I definitely think it's better than most people give it credit for. My friend said it's actually really good. I didn't believe him, and then I took it out. And I was like, this tank's pretty good. What else have we got here? This is the Skoda T25, and the 3 shells make this a very strong tank. Maybe OP, very good actually. Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna put it very good. Yeah. Hmm, hmm. Can be a pain to deal with the 3 shells, and it's got a little bit of armor. So the Poodle, I think I'm gonna have to put in the good category. Very much like the Panther. I give the Panther the edge, but I don't think it's good enough to move it up a category. So it's the Poodle and Panther stay together in good. What else have we got? I believe we have the Cheeto. Is this the Cheeto? I'm hoping it is. I'm just gonna say it's normal. It's one of the weaker meds in tier 6 for sure. Um, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not gonna put the premium tanks in. I hope you realize that the premium tanks are almost identical to the normal tech tree tanks. So just just accept that, guys. Ooh, okay. I see another tank I recognize, the Jackson. I'm gonna put it here under good, maybe close to very good. It can be quite strong, but yeah, I would recommend you either play it hold down or play it as a sniper to begin and then push in later. I think you'll do well if you play it that way. You got the Tiger, and there's like 3 Tigers. Tiger 131 and something else, something else. Let's just put them pretty much all together. I'm not gonna take them out one by one. I'm gonna put them in. Oh, I guess very good, and it's just because their armor is a little bit more reliable than the tanks in good. Yeah, and that's why I'm struggling with the Jackson. Does the Jackson's gun, the extra alpha, bring it up to very good? It's got decent armor too. Um, Tough. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm thinking most players, so can't just think about what I like. Okay. Goodness me, I have no clue what that is. We've got to have the, where is it? Cromwell. I guess this must be the Cromwell, right? Tell me this is the Cromwell. Looks awfully familiar to me. The Cromwell, what am I looking at? Yeah, I think maybe that's Cromwell B. And I'm going to make an exception for these two because they are a little bit different. So I'm going to put Cromwell in for most players normal. Um, yeah, you can't really uh, expect to bounce many shells in it. It's not the best tank. But the Cromwell B, I'm going to put it in the very good category. Although it's not, it, for most players, I think I would put it in good, but I think that the gun depression is just excellent in this tank. So I'm going to get very good. You just have to play it a little bit more carefully. But as it's a premium tank, you can use more premium shells. So that is an advantage that most people don't think about. What else we got? What else we got? T37. Is this a T37? Let's say this is a T37. I'm gonna go in normal. It's yeah. Um, I would like to be able to find the Chaffee if I can. What does Chaffee look like? Where are we? Guys, help me out here. Chaffee, looking for you. I'm looking for you, buddy. Um, it's not this, is it? No, that can't be it. That's the easy eight. Okay, easy eight. I'm gonna go with normal. It's not very good. It's not horrible. And you also have the easy two. I think it's a premium time. I'm gonna go with easy two. A little bit better armor, so I'm gonna go with that. Good. Oh goodness me. Where are the tanks? Where is the VK? Is this the VK-28? Hmm. Goodness me. I do apologize, guys. Oh, I recognize this tank. Okay, so the MT-25. I'm gonna go with good. Some people really like this tank. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's a good tank. Mm, yeah, those four shells can be powerful. Just be careful you don't get hit too early on because you'll suffer. This is the Swedish Tier 6 tank, the STRV. I'm gonna go with normal. It's got decent turret armor, decent speed. You can kind of peek on over things. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing to write home about if you ask me. Um, where is the T-3485? Goodness me. It is very tough when they don't put the names next to these tanks, I tell you. Even a guy who's played this game a lot. Ooh, I've got this one though. KV2. I'm gonna go. I mean, a long reload makes it stink, but I still think you could do a ton of damage even if you're a bad player. So you can turn games around just by loading HE. I'm gonna go with normal. Um, long reload really kills it, but other than that, it's a pretty solid tank. I think this is the M6 here. It could be the special variant, but because of its armor, um, where to put it? Against people who don't know what they're doing, I guess I'd put it very good. I think I'm gonna take the Tiger out of here. I'm gonna put it drop down to good. I'm gonna put M6 into good as well. So yeah, yeah, I think that's good. What else we got? We got the T58 somewhere. Where the heck is the T58? It's got a pew pew gun. Wait, is this the? Maybe this is it, or is this the T3485? Almost identical. Goodness me. Okay, I'm gonna say this is the Chinese one. So this I'm gonna put in the normal, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, it's not the greatest tank. I used to really like the T-34-85 a long time ago. It wasn't Wasn't that strong, but I found it competitive, and I did quite well in it, so wasn't complaining. What else have we got? Where is the freaking Hellcat? Should be standing out, shouldn't it? And the Chaffee. Oh, goodness me. I'm in a little bit of trouble here. Not finding the tanks. We also have this one. I think this is the Chinese light tank, the 5916. Is that it? If this is a Chinese light tank, I'm going to put it down here bad. Oh, it's got no armor. I mean, you can just shred this tank all day long. It's a very tough tank, I think, for newer players. So that's the Chinese tanks out of the way. Where is the ARL V39, my absolute nemesis in Tier 6? Okay, well, I don't think this is it. I think this is the variant of it. Pulsar, maybe I think it's called. That definitely goes in bad. Actually, maybe it goes into yuck. Yeah, I just don't like this tank really. It's pretty horrible. Um, Definitely one of the weaker tier 6 tanks. Either bad or yuck. Take your pick. Since the buff, I think it has gotten better. So okay, I guess I should put it into bad then. Okay. And I think this is a T-3045. To me, they're identical, so I'm just not gonna bother putting it in. No, no, from two different tech tree tanks, so I think it's fair. Almost identical, not much big difference either way. Um, Trying to find that Hellcat. Where is the Hellcat? Is it? Maybe this is the Hellcat? I guess this is the Hellcat. I'm trying to find this. This is the. Yeah, okay. If the Hellcat, I'm gonna go with OP. Yeah, this is the first tank I'm gonna say is OP. The gun is just so good. The camo's great. The speed, you can relocate. Yeah, if you want a tank that can really carry games, I would say this and the ARL are two best bets. Maybe actually all these tanks can carry for sure. The VK2801 lost a bit of its edge. I'm gonna go pretending this VK2801. It's gonna go here. It's still very strong. If you load Pram on this, you're golden. Yeah, so it's one of the few tanks that would recommend you definitely bring quite a lot of Pramo because Pramo is pretty awesome at the last time I tested it anyway. We gotta get the VK36. Where is the VK36? Okay, let's say this is the VK36 here. That's definitely going in very good. Yeah, the armor on this tank is, whoa, it's a nightmare for some players. They just don't know how to deal with it. You can angle it right, and you can just go to town on them. I'm gonna get the KV1S. And where is the KV1S? Hello, KV1S. Where are you? Okay, so it's not that. Nope, nope, nope. Is it that? Is that the VK30P? Okay, I think I got the VK30P. So let's go with that one first. The VK31P. I'm surprisingly gonna put this. Well, I kind of wanted to put in very good, but not quite as strong as these tanks. I'm gonna put it down in good. Yeah, the VK31 30.01p. I think it's quite a good tank, and it's much more enjoyable than some of these tanks. Like Tiger 1 and the M6 are not very fun. I might move the Jackson up. I'll think about it. Oh, the P43. P43 is very normal, nothing special. Yes, yes, yes. KV1. We gotta find the KV1, the classic. Everybody knows the KV1. I'm gonna have to, I think, find a replacement for the KV1. That's not it. That's not the KV1. This should be this color. I mean, it's a German tank, right? Okay, let's pretend this is the KV1S. What about the KV1S? Up in very good. Why? The gun hits hard. do apologize. I know that's not the KV one. I said, you guys can rip me apart in the comments like, oh, Snugs, you chose the wrong tank. Whatever. It is what it is. um, any other tanks that I may not have put in yet? Oh, we've got the Sherman Firefly, the British tank, right? So very similar to the American one. Let's go with this as the Firefly. So I'm gonna put that down here. Bad. I think it stinks. Yeah, I don't really like the tank. Sorry. Sorry, England, if you're gonna get angry at me, but yeah, I just don't think it's a good tank. Must be looking for the Juno. The oh, maybe that's the cave. That's what they use as the cave one. Anyway, the Juno. So where are you, Juno? Okay, pretend this is the Juno. Doing a lot of pretend here. So the Juno goes into yeah, good. And the armor works. It's okay. Nothing to write home about, but you know, get the job done. Um, any other tanks here? I mean, I have no clue what this is. Sorry, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you know what this is. But I am looking for a few of the European lines. So the Bassotto. Where is the Bassotto? Goodness me. Uh, gosh, it feels like I'm shooting blind here. Um, um, we got the Boogie as well. Is the Boogie here? Mm, and the 40 TP as well. Okay, I need a tank to pretend to be the Bassotto for a second. This is not it. Congratulations, you're the Bassotto. I really like the Bassotto. I think it is very strong, actually, and that's why I'm going to put it up in very good, surprisingly. The armor is good, the mobility is good. I think this is underrated low gem. I think it's probably the best tank destroyer in tier 6. Very underrated. The 45 TP. Can I find the freaking thing? Of course I can't. What does it look like? I remember it's got that. I don't want to waste time searching, so I now pronounce you the 40 TP. The armor is very solid. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go very good. The armor is very solid, and a lot of people will struggle with that. So yeah, you can't go wrong with a heavy tank. Armor's good too. The Skoda PJS. Oh goodness me, where is that? It's not this. I announce that you are now the Skoda PJS. Gosh, goodness me. Okay, Skoda PJS. You are going into, you're quite a mobile heavy. I'm going to go into good. Not quite very good. Um, I found that I could easily get ripped apart by tier 7s. Yeah, it wasn't the most enjoyable gameplay yesterday when I took it out. And got one more, the Boogie, the new tank. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna use for the Boogie? Boogie's got a round domey kind of thing. So do we have a round dome one? I don't know. Okay, you're gonna be the Boogie. You kind of you look like it, I guess. Okay, the Boogie. Yeah, this is I think this is a pretty strong tank actually. I'm gonna go with good. I'm not gonna go very good. I think it'll just stay in good for now. Oh boy, so that was a little bit rough, but I think that's most all of the tier 6 tank. I think I tried to get through them all. I do apologize if I'm missing a few, and remember, I'm not going into the variants, so forget the Nashorn variant, it just plays the same as the normal variant. Forget the, the Tog variant, it just plays like a Tog. Let's take a quick look. We have in top place the Hellcat. So yeah, again, this is a pros tank, but even not such great players can do very well with it if they can just find a bush and snipe. It is a very good tank. So it's easy to play. You don't have to go front line. You don't have to bounce a lot of shells. Your job is to dish out the damage at distance. In the very good department, we have quite a few tanks. ARL, I think, is probably the standout here. I like the Basoto, although this is not the Basoto, but the Basoto is also an excellent one. I'm just going to move it over there. PZ4, very good medium, as is the Skoda and the Cromwell B. VK28 used to be the god tank in Tier 6. This is the closest thing to an OP tank when it first came out. And now you have the variant. To be honest, the variant is very close to being OP because of its gun depression. This does not have great gun depression, but it's still very solid. The VK3601H used to be way down here at the bottom in the yuck category. It was so horrible. It had no redeeming features. Didn't have armor. Didn't have a good gun. Every tank could rip it to shreds. I mean, meds just come across and ping, just straight through. No bouncing, just boom, straight through. Oh, goodness me. The 45 TP and whatever I chose this one for. Oh gosh, my memory's going now. It's too late at night. In the good, AT-12 is surprisingly strong. Just use it as a sniper to begin. Don't need to rush in at all. Do not want to get rammed in this tank. Tog is very good. The Panther, Pudel, solid tanks. Can do some ramming. Jackson, almost on the verge of going to very good. The E2, better armor than the E8. A little bit slower, but more reliable armor. That's why I put it here. I think it's a premium tank now. It used not to be. MD25 can cause a lot of trouble, but you just got to stay passive in the beginning. Tiger and M6 and the PK30P, all strong armor, even though these two are heavies and this is a med. I think you're golden. And a few others. The SU-100Y, yeah, it's a decent tank. Almost on the verge of going to good, but I'm gonna stick it here in normal for most players. So there you have it. Not many bad tanks in the tier, if you ask me. There's only one yuck tank, which I just think the playstyle, everything about it just stinks. The only thing is it can bounce a lot of shells. That's about it. But just not the gun can't really do much. I mean, it's okay, but you get circled to death no problem in this tank. They just have to pen you. So boring though. That's why I'm gonna keep it. It's got to go into yuck. AT6 is also yuck, but it can go front line, and the gun is a little bit more reliable. So I'm gonna give it the edge. You'll be surprised how many people can't deal with an AT6 frontally, I swear. Yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sorry this video went a little bit long. Again, I wasted time trying to find the tanks. I don't think I did a great job, and I had to choose some alternatives because I just couldn't find the tank itself. So I do apologize about that. But that'll give you something to work off of. That's all I'm trying to do. Just give you a quick overview as of November 2023, what tanks I think are worth playing in Tier 6. And there are definitely a lot of fun tanks to play. Just try and avoid this section down here. I do not like these tanks that much. I mean, I can do decently well in most of these, but they're just not for newer players. They really aren't. So that's all I got for you. This video's gone way too long, but I hope you enjoyed my little summary, and I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz.